Hi Taurus, welcome to your why reading for July 5th through August 4th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. So this is about a secure stall, whether you want to go it alone, because the question is over stability here. We've got the Lovers. This could be Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. This could be Capricorn, and it involves making a decision and things needing to be balanced out right now. This is about commitment and choice and decisions to some degree, and this is about making a decision, bringing balance into, bringing harmony and balance into a situation. And it's all about normalizing and stabilizing things, and who's going to do it. Are we or aren't we? All right. Hi again. So anyway, July 5th through August 4th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the link to the Recommend a Reader shout out, which goes to Cockfrost over at Am I Trippin' or Nah Tarot. Also, I think the Ghetto Nun TM is part of the title. So check her out, show her some love and support if you get a chance. All right, Taurus. Else for Taurus. The monitor viewfinder is freezing, but I have a pretty good idea of where everything's at, so I'm just gonna plow ahead here. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles that we saw in the earlier drop right here when they flipped. All right, that's about balance. I feel like it's also to some degree about a suspicion that someone might not be on the up and up, or that things is like, okay, it comes down to priorities and choice, and things are constantly being shifted on shifting sand, and there just needs to be that stability brought back into the situation, and it's a decision to do so as well. Okay, so we got the Hierophant, and over here we have the Four of Cups. So this is Taurus. This is about stability, commitment, feeling that connection and having that faith and that divine connection to someone or something, feeling really strongly about the stability, things being conventional, predictable, reliable, stable. Some people find that very comforting. Some people find it very confining and restrictive. And this is disappointment. This is kind of being stuck on how you feel, regardless of what is being offered. A brand new filled cup, and you got three of them right here, and yet there's still something missing. And it looks like it's about priorities, or someone deciding to finally bring something to the forefront to prioritize that. We've got Judgment here. That could be Sagittarius, Scorpio, or Cancer. Oh my gosh, Taurus, we got some major arcana here. This is the Star card. That could be, oh good gracious, Aquarius. This could be Sagittarius. That's Temperance. Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the High Priestess. Okay, so we've got, this is pretty darn heavy duty Taurus. We've got the players that I mentioned, plus also Pisces or Cancer over here as well. So we've got two swords and a cup, and the rest are major arcana. So this is pretty darn significant. Major changes, major awareness and realizations, and lessons coming up to the fore. And there's a lot of things are in flux and could be worried. We got one cup, one pentacle, and two swords. So this is a time of major changes and shifting perspective for you, whether you want to or not, right? So what's this Hierophant about for Taurus? What's this Hierophant about Taurus? So this connection, this relationship, this stability that you might feel that you're working so hard for is starting to be like, why are we working so hard for this? It's a lot of work, this relationship, this balancing, this trying to continuously work things out and find some sort of balance here. What's this Judgment about for Taurus? What's this Judgment about, Taurus? And we got the Four of Pentacles. This is about finding stability and reconciling the past. It could be about asking for reconciliation, but I think this person wants a much needed break so they feel like they can heal and get some much needed perspective. So I think if there is an offer on the table for reconciliation, or can we work this out? Can we talk? Can you forgive me? They're still like, yeah, fine. I need time. Like they're, you know, this is somebody who feels like they are burdened and it's just something was just way too much and they just can't do it anymore. The instability, the work was way too much. And they need time for perspective and for healing. And we see, I mean, look at this. Both of these cards are about healings. We got the angel showing up twice here. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Naked. Naughty. And we've got religious figures. So, I mean, spiritual and religious here. So, plus, you know, boobies, right? Everything's better with boobies. Okay, all right. Let's be serious now. What's this Aquarius about? Aquarius. Put that right there. Stop it. Nine of Swords. Oof. This person is caught between wanting to stay and work things out, but feeling they need to be really self-protective because it was just so much work and one-sided, to wanting to break away and heal, which they have tremendous anxiety about. And they go back, and I mean, this is just that back and forth to the point where they probably feel paralyzed and like they don't know what the heck to do, so they just do nothing. They just say nothing. There's no contact, no anything, because round and round they go. We got the Nine of Swords here twice, and we've got the Ten of Wands. A lot of work. And we've got 3 cards of healing, perspective, balance, forgiveness, atonement. Wow. What's this judgment card about? So on its face, this could be healing from someone cheating in a relationship, or someone doing something outside of a connected partnership, whether it's a friendship, an agreement, business, whatever. But this is someone betraying that, or kind of setting that to the side and going after what they want, and as a dalliance, or as like, oh, pretty, sparkly, or whatever, and they just shoot off and take off after it. So this could be Leo, this could be Sagittarius. I think they're wanting to I think this is where the focus is for them, is for getting, because we've got cards of inaction and needing to take perspective, and then racing off towards what you want here. So which is it? Is it both? Is it the fact that, hey, I want to set this aside so I can go pursue what I want? And it looks to be the case here, because on the one hand, they're like, I don't know how to stay here and not be self-protective. I don't know how to stay here and not put in the work, or because that's my go-to. I can't not work because of the way the situation is. I can't work towards something, but it's too much work. And it's somebody that's just really round and round they go, and the indecision or the need to make a decision, or the balance, is driving them nuts. Nine of Swords twice here. We got 2 2s, that's agreement. So this isn't over though. It feels like there's an agreement for now to be in your separate corners. We got the 2 of Swords and we've got the Temperance card. But this is somebody that's really conflicted about moving on as well as returning to the fold. And what's this Nine of Swords about? About how to move. This is about, how are things going to move forward? How are things going to work out? How are we going to fix this? And the only thing that they can see to do is pull away and take some time. They can't bring themselves to make a decision about recommitting. They just can't do it. It's simply either too much work for them, or it's too much anxiety, because they get hung up on how is this going to move forward, and they get overwhelmed, and they feel like there's all this pressure, and not that you're putting on the pressure, but this is just, it's about how are things going to work out, who's going to be the initiator. They're tired, they're exhausted, they want time. I mean, we've got cards of wanting to have self-preservation, being self-protective, and just wanting time alone to think. I'm not saying that you're putting on the pressure. I'm just saying that they're just feeling like everything is just bottled up and built up, and they need time and space and no communication. And we've got 1, 2, 3 twos here. Holy cow. 4 twos, right? Because the judgment is 20. Yeah, so we've got 4 twos here. Good gracious. That's contention. So that could be that things are tense, that they're anything but answered to at this point. There's sort of this hostile flurry, or things are kind of tense and unresolved, and there's like a seething indifference. It might be like this on the surface, but this is a very active stance, to do nothing or to be removed and still and not involved. That's a very active position, even though it's a very passive visual. At least in this case, it's very active. What's this High Priestess? Okay, so what's this High Priestess here? What's High Priestess? What's High Priestess? Yeah. If you are, for you too, you need to disengage also. If you're wanting to reach out, if you're wanting to have an answer from this person or to discuss a reconciliation or any kind, you need to not. If you do, keep it in direct communication, but this is saying you need to pull back also, and you need to, instead of trying to connect without, which means connect outwardly, externally with someone, it is simply too much for them right now. This is not about things being normalized and stable and you two working together. This is about you going inward. And any kind of communication with this person needs to be indirect, either through friends or social media, if that. Minimize it if you can. And because right now it looks like they just want time to heal and to process and for balance. And they need a break from having to make a decision, having to figure out how things are going to work out. Because it's funny, but it feels like they don't want to do it because they can't not be a good partner. They can't not work towards it, and yet they're exhausted and they don't want to, but they feel obligated to. So if you two were to reconcile, this could be family, friends, romantic, whatever, they can't help but feeling like they want to work and contribute and work towards something, and that is exactly what has worn them out, and they don't know how not to do that. Hence all the need for healing and renewal right here, and sort of a restoration of faith internally rather than through this connection with you. So this is, both of you need to, but this isn't over. It is for now. There is a break, but it is to be continued. Now, watch me eat my words when this comes up, a 10 of Swords. Watch this, right? All right, what else for Taurus? Overall message for Taurus. Overall message for Taurus. So if you're wondering why there's this sort of, it's still kind of hanging in the air, even though the Hangman didn't show up, it's because they simply can't. The feeling of feeling obligated to work things out or to work together with you, they don't know what they want yet. They need time. They need time. They can't. They're incapable of making a decision right now. What's this for Taurus? What else for Taurus? Taurus. 8 of Cups. This is something you need to walk away from right now. Even if it's with a heavy heart, not very happy about it, it has to be that way right now. What else for Taurus? What else for Taurus? Okay, so it went like this. I turned. Okay, so falling out of love, not. This could be a relationship that got in the name of stability, it was just too much work. It might have been, for all intents and purposes, stable, connected. You two were a couple, or you two were very good friends, or there was that fealty, or not fealty, that loyalty there for this relationship, romantic or otherwise, but the feelings for it aren't there. So there was this contractual, I guess, relationship, but it wasn't a loving contract. It wasn't, because this is not being unified, a non-offer. This is somebody that, instead of being romantic, kind, and loving and wanting an offer of connection, this is either that offer isn't coming, or it's gotten weird. This is codependency. And this is falling out of love. This is not this is blocked or repressed emotions, like emotions are not flowing, which we see here with the Two of Swords. So this is not a time to be unified in love with this person. I don't know how long this break is going to last, but we got cards of like basically leaving any kind of reconciliation in the past. Someone's being defensive about their past actions. Perhaps they're holding on to grudges, but there's a need for being in your separate corners to let things die down and let perspective and balance sort of this is a desperate need for balance here. Because it's just contentious, like those 4 twos said, and you two are not communicating from a loving perspective. It's anxiety, it's obligation, it's someone being exhausted but still showing up, and it's you two need to go to your separate corners and connect with the divine or your source, whatever you want to call it, but this is about internal resolution rather than resolution together right now. It's not over, but you both are best served being in your separate corners. All right, what else for Taurus? What's for Taurus? What's for Taurus? So we got the star, we see that here, and we've got the letter. Pardon me. So the star, this is hoping for love or resolution, hoping for that. This is intuition, this is psychic, this is positivity, all that. This is hoping probably for a resolution or some kind of wish fulfillment, much like it is in the tarot. And this is hoping to hear from someone that you are not talking to right now via a letter. This could be even love or online relationship. And maybe that's that extra work component where they're like, it's just too much work. I just can't. I need my time and space to go after and do what I want to do right here in my immediate vicinity. I've got things to handle with my family, with work, with friends, things like that, whatever. But this is wanting to kind of localize their focus rather than be constantly extending off in the distance, hoping things will work out, that sort of thing. Okay, so this is being hopeful about a love relationship, hoping that things will work out. This could be also, too, feeling that kind of kismet connection with someone. I mean, we've got the High Priestess and the Star here twice, and then we got the this right here, the priest and the 2 angels, for all intents and purposes. So there's a lot riding on this as far as that connection, that desire, that feeling like there really is something there with this person, but it is simply not meant to be right now. It's just too much. It's too much work. It is, if any decisions are going to be made, now is not the time. That they're not going to be born of love. It's going to be born of obligation. Things are contentious right now. You both need your space. Okay, Taurus, I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in the next reading. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks very much, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.